We already got DK. Christian Kirk now is a guy who's out there free. If you go get him, we don't know what that price tag goes up to if you get into a little battle with that. A little,
Now I'm confused. I'm saying Christian Kirk.
Oh, DK Metcalf. I'm thinking about Debo.
They got Debo already. They got him.
DK is going to be too much. So I'll go, if you got to get to one of those two, it's Christian Kirk next. Because I think
Rossini's reporting for Metcalf a first and a third. And that Metcalf wants a new deal starting around $30 million. Check, please.
Well, if he wants that, then no. We're not going to get. He's not going to get that.
Of course he wants that. He's going to.
First of all, a first and a third is not what that's what the team wants.
Right.
As you begin to look at these trades over the years, quarterbacks and others, not many people get first and the first. And when you're a quarterback, DK not getting the first and the third.
The only trade that's going to happen this year that it will involve first and something is going to be Garrett.
Yeah.
Metcalf turns 28 in December, so he's a relatively young player, 27, 6'4", 240.
The dude, I ran a horse, JP. He could run.
He physical freak.
Yes.
Numbers have been fairly consistent. As much as people knock his consistency, DK's never gone for less than 900 yards.
The thing about DK, though, he's running deep routes for the most part. He's not going to route you up.
And that's my thing. Yes, they need a vertical threat. I think you can find cheaper speed.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have, between Terry and Debo, two receivers making real money. And people got to understand this. Terry is an absolutely great human. I highly doubt Terry McLaurin gets to week one on his current deal with no guaranteed money left. I think they're going to work out something with McLaurin. Probably.
It'll be good for him, and also it'll help them out.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's how it works with your studs.
Yeah.
So they're going to have some money committed to the receiver position. Metcalf wants $30 million a year. This, to me, screams New England. New England can't help but tell the world how desperate they are at wide receiver. Metcalf helps you.
He helps him, and I think when you look at him with his, like you say, he's a physical freak. He doesn't run the ball. He doesn't run routes like A.J. Brown. He runs post and goes for the most part. And sometimes he'll run and just stand up and they throw the ball to him to make so he can high point it. But he's not a guy where you're going to be concerned about being able to be going full speed, put the foot in the ground, and just go across the field.
And I think as you have Terry, who's a pure wideout, silk, right? Then you have Debo, who is a lot of things, but he's not a route runner. He's not a polished receiver. He's a
guy who fits
playmaker.
This offense
totally
tremendously well.
But you don't then spend a lot for another dude that isn't necessarily a pure wideout.
Yeah.
Or not, that's unfair. Who can't beat you multiple ways. Yeah. And DK wins with speed or physicality, but he's not going to route you up. So to me, that's not a fit. The asking price is too high. The compensation's too high, like all of it. Honestly, I'd almost be more interested in Lockett, who they released. But Lockett
can fly.
But dude, he's going to be 33 in September. His numbers have been trending down for the last 2 years.
Well, you might want to put a little bit more money into Diami's pocket.
Yeah.
We know he can stretch the field.
If Lockett is real cheap, that'd be interesting to me. Because I don't think he's lost necessarily the speed. But Diami's, if you have to pick OZ or Diami, I think Diami's going to have Diami's going to have more of a market than people think. And I think if you look at the free agent wide receivers that are going to be available, there's not many. And I'm not saying this. I know that you don't think the 30-year-old marker should be a thing. But if you just look at the ages of the players that are going to become available as true free agents, Christian Kirk is probably the top of the heap, released from Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm assuming Tampa gets a deal done with Chris Godwin. I think they'll get that done. If Godwin doesn't get a deal done, he immediately becomes the number one because he's 29 and he's been really good, even though he's coming off that ankle injury. Higgins is not going to become a free agent. You're talking about Devontae Adams, Steph Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper. the first free agents that aren't 30 or older are going to be Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson, who I think has been on legitimately 4 teams in the last year and just seems to be a real problem.
He's a little cray-cray.
Like the next sub 30-year-old guys you're talking about, Hollywood Brown, Darius Slayton. I think Diami is in that category. Now, he didn't show it much in the regular season, but his playoff run is going to make him some serious money.
He's not getting paid. I listen. You may want to kick those tires a little bit with him and see what's what. You know, because you never know with a guy like that. His agent might see an offer and say, "Hey, we might want to go with that."
Look, I think Diami would be crazy not to get to free agency, not to see who calls at what numbers. I think it's going to be really fascinating to watch that unfold. I think there's going to be salary cap went up. Like these teams have more money to spend, and I think they're going to be standing there with
it went
money.
up, but a lot of people it went up, but like a lot of people's position of need is not receiver. So they may be spending a lot of that money somewhere else. Like, to be honest with you, at this point, our position of need is not paying a lot of money to a receiver.
Agreed.
It's paying a lot of money to a damn pass rusher and some guys in the middle that can put pressure on the quarterback.
Totally. I just don't know how many of the ones that'll be dollar for dollar value will become available.
Well, you don't have to know. Adam Peters know. And I guarantee you they need to be looking for somebody like that more than a receiver.
I think the top D tackle that's going to be available is Milton Williams from the Eagles. We know he's going to be available. I think he's going to have a big old market, but I think Washington could be involved. Josh Sweat, Khalil Mack. If you're looking to add on the offensive side of the ball, like you make a run at a Cam Robinson or a Ronnie Stanley, like that's if you're talking about building the trenches and spending the cash, those are the players you're talking about.
Yeah.
A guy I think would be fascinating to be Charvarius Ward from the Niners. He had a down year last year, but he lost a child.
Yeah, I think you got to give him a special pass on that one.
Dude, he had 5 picks 2 years ago. He was a Pro Bowler. Dude could play. He's also only known winning. He's been in Kansas City and San Francisco. He only knows winning.
Yeah.
That has value in a room too.
True. Knows how to get it done.
Bolton. I like Bolton.
Bolton not moving. They're going to sign Bolton.
You think?
I think so.
I was listening today about the Chiefs trading away. I mean, they've already used their tag, so if they plan on signing him, we'll see. The Chiefs trading away Joe Thuney, and basically it's like, all right, for what that's going to cost and what we think he's 32, where that's going at 33 and 34, we'd rather spend the money on young players. I really wonder if the Chiefs make a run at Ronnie Stanley just to cement left tackle.
Well, after Super Bowl, they know they need to get offensive linemen. They know that for a fact.
Yeah. It was not great.